Alright, let's get cracking though. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. It's 1:30 in the UK and daily close is done, so we can start looking at what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is looking bullish though, I gotta say, it is looking bullish. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we got the real thing really is as soon as we break out 1280, right, and hold above it. I think 1440 is the next target. Break over 1440, play the next target as well. What I'm going to do on this episode really is I'm going to actually just really go on macro scales on Ethereum. I did that with BTC yesterday. For those who do, like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to yesterday's episode, episode 26, and I did a BTC macro showing like if you reclaim 28k, that's the key thing. I can't even speak. Reclaiming 28k, and then we'll look at like, what was it? 35k, then we can go up to 44k, level to level, 44k go to 50 something k or whatever it was, and then 61k. So those are the levels there, playing it on higher prices. Will it go to 61k? Probably not, but could it? It can, it really can. And look, anything can happen. This is crypto we're talking about. Both the stocks and crypto has been good. Both stocks is actually going up higher, so of course crypto is going to follow suit because we are linked with each other really. You can look at crypto as more of a stocks market and stuff like that. So let's get cracking down, man. So we got Ed, welcome Solana, man. Really happy to have you here as well. The Fallout Wimps, we got Hal Fossil here as well. How you guys doing, man? You guys doing well? It's been good though, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's been good. Like, crypto's pushing up, everyone's getting all happy and stuff like that. So it's been quite blessed. Let's not get too excited. End of the day, we're gonna take it level to level, right? That's the key, right? As long as you take this level to level, and you take profits on the way up, there's always ways to get back in. Not a problem, and and we go from there, right? So the chat's buzzing now. Actually, we got Mike, we got Alexandra, Mohammed here, we got Sebastian. The NR, and we've got Chris. Thank you, NR. NR saying like appreciate your work ethic. Yeah, man. Just to be honest, everyone's got the same. They can do the same work ethic, man. Everyone can work hard. I don't think it's anything special, or work ethic. I think you are your own enemy. I said that yesterday, and it really is. Like end of the day, right? Like, look, you can do whatever you want to do, and I was literally thinking about this today. Literally was this in terms of like when people say like, oh, I'm being lazy, to me, like in my head I was like, nah fam, that's not you being lazy. You just saying I can't be bothered, man. I'm just a lazy. That's the laziness. I just can't be bothered. I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, and that's the lazy feeling. So you shouldn't be feeling lazy at all, man. Like, look, we've been given a body that has abilities to create planes and shit, man, and you see great athletes doing amazing stuff as well. Why can't we? You know what I'm saying? Haroon, where am I from originally? I'm originally from Mauritius. For those who don't know what Mauritius look like, let's do it. I'll show you right now, actually. I'm quite proud of that. I'm very proud actually being from Mauritius. Let's see. So, l'île de Maurice. This is my country flag. Size of Birmingham, really small. If you want to see where it is, and so here we are. So if you look at the world, you see the world there. Africa's here, Madagascar's there, Australia's on this side over here. We're towards Madagascar, and that's my country. So I'm from the south, Chimerian, and yeah, that's me. And if you want to see somewhat how it looks like, bro, you're in for a treat. Let me show you what Let me show you what Mauritius is all about. What are you saying about that? This is true. This is legit. This is really where I'm from. Half Hustle asked me, how did you get into trading? I'm interested in your story. Trading wise, so like, okay, I said this again yesterday. I'll do it quickly. Trading, I got in at 2014. I just want to make some money like everyone else. We're all in this game because we want to make money. No one's getting into trading because they like to trade. Bro, fuck off, man. No one likes to fucking trade. I don't like fucking trading myself, innit? I do it because I'm good at it, right? I do it to make some money out of it, but fucking tell me to trade. Shut the fuck up, man. I'd rather be in Mauritius, man. That's what I'd rather be. So yeah, just got into trading in 2014. Lost money. Didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. 2017, you know, was introduced to crypto, and from crypto itself, like I made some money in 2017. Lost all the money in 2018. Alright. So what you're going through right now, like what most people, I'm not saying you directly, but like most people are going through right now is what we went, the guys who went in that 2017, 2016, 2017, what we felt in 2018. So welcome to the fucking club, right? It's not nice. But I've been there before, right? And there is a bright side to it, right? There is a light to the end of the tunnel, okay? So take it easy. It looks Caribbean. Yeah, it is it's called a tropical island. But yeah, there's a poet, I forgot his name. He goes, God created heaven first, then created Mauritius. So like what he's trying to say is like Mauritius is that perfect, you know. There's no thingy, no errors with it, man. It's fucking badass, man. Literally, this, you see this picture? This is what it looks like. It's like a fucking waterfall. It's mad. It's mad. But yeah, man. Evening, Dank. Good to have you here. Yeah, man. That joint is nah, man. It's a new joint now. You know. I smoked a joint before I joined the stream, so that's why I'm so relaxed right now, innit? But yeah, and that's why I'm so proud of Mauritius. But yo, let me show you what you know, where I'm from, innit? Because I hate, like, there's nothing wrong being Pakistani or Indian, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, innit? It just you're from a particular country, innit? That's what it is. But I hate when people say I look Indian, I look like Pakistani. What? Because I'm fucking brown. You've not seen a fucking Mauritian brown guy before. Now you have. So it's like it used to bug me. It still does a little bit, but sometimes I'm like, ah, fuck it, whatever. You grow out of it, kind of thing. So yeah, man. Let's talk about fucking Bitcoin and Ethereum, man. Let's do Ethereum. Ethereum was good. So so Ethereum was good. Thing is, let's have a look. I mean, we got a weekly range. Can you guys see it? So it's a weekly range over here. That's it, more like it. So this is 2 weeks ago. Let me get the pen tool. Should have done that before. Sorry, guys. Fucking hell, man. Hurry up, innit? There we go. So yeah. 2 weeks ago was low. Two weeks ago was high. And here's the mid range. Mid range was key. Originally, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If you're new to the show, oh yeah, by the way, hit the like button and subscribe as well, alright? Show some support, really love it as well. And you learn loads of shit here, man. The guys over here will tell you, looks. That's what Thomas is says. Thomas goes, so beautiful. They speak French there, right? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, English and French, and then we have our own like created language called Creole, like Creole, if you want to say it in the English way, but in the French way it's Creole. So yeah, so it's like broken French basically. But yeah, so let's have a look. Okay, so I was saying, yep, we're in Ethereum, the low, the high, and the mid. Oh yeah, originally, fucking hell, man, I'm losing the fucking plot. Originally, right, what happened is when, like, you know, obviously range bound environment, I know that, right? And range bound environment in what way? Come on, man. Yeah, range bound environment in what way? This is 2 weeks ago's low, 2 weeks ago high, and price has just been capped into it. That's what it is. We had a small deviation there, came in support, and off it goes. Mid range. So like the way I like to play it from a range bound environment is the low to mid to high. Okay, that's how I like to see it. So what happened is it was literally this. I was looking at the chart and I said, okay, this is a left shoulder, goes back down, goes up there, goes back down. That's the head, and I was like, this could be the fucking right shoulder. But for us, if we lost this, I even said it in the in the stream actually. If we lost this, it kind of invalidates it because we're looking to come back up, hold it support, and off we go to target 1, and then we go a lot more higher, right? Because the mid range should cap it. A deviation is one thing, but it shouldn't reclaim this level. The moment we lost this level there, so you can see right here. Delete this. Yeah, you can see right here. We had a clean smash above. When I saw a clean smash above it, so when I did the stream yesterday, it was like, yo, listen. And sorry, I just got distracted. I saw a fat joint in it, and I was like, dang is smoking a fat joint by himself. Yeah, man, just chill out in it, just relax, man, take it easy in it. A spliff a day keeps the doctor away in it. That's what they say, is that right? I think that's the teaching in this in school. But yeah, we got Bam Bam in the house, man. What's going on, brother? And we got Sif back in here as well. Good to have you guys there. Oh shit, what was I doing? So I was saying, when I was looking this, right? So we did the stream yesterday and it was bullish because why? I said that it's a clean smash above, right? So when we got a clean smash above, now I was like, alright, cool. Made plans, said to hold it. A dip into it, not a problem, but I hold it. As long as we reclaim this level, that's your fucking confirmation, right? To send it back up there, right? Now let's just break this down, right? Because I get a lot of people asking me about like entry techniques and like when do I enter, how do I feel comfortable, this and that, X, Y, and Z. Look, there's two ways around it. Number one, right? I'm gonna break this down really simple for you, and I'm gonna zoom into it. Actually, I'm gonna zoom into it first, and then we're gonna talk about it as we go. All right, let's do this. So this is the 1 hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just highlight this high, right? Why? Because I was saying when we smashed above it, we already became bullish. And then we got Monday's range as well. Don't forget that. Monday's range is the blue box, okay? And then it's gone 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes starts showing us a little bit of a story. And my plan was this. I said to you, there's a few things we could do if we were to be bullish. Is retest this high, or retest this high, or potentially come into this high. But your confirmation really is the moment we hold above it and go a lot more higher, right? That's your confirmation, right? So I was saying above this, right? If we reclaim this area, it's confirmation. Now this is how do you enter in if you didn't enter in. Now I entered in just before the wick, I believe, around this area. I think I entered into this area. That's when I entered in. It was actually fucking, what time was it? About 7. Just about 7. I think 7 o'clock in the morning in the UK time. That's when I entered in because I looked at the fucking chart. I said, okay. It looked bullish, and you also got this, for example. This trend line is looking bullish. It could, and I also said it could come back as a deviation. As long as it holds this trend line, reclaims this level, off we go. Okay. Now, I entered in, right, knowing where I have a clear invalidation, right. So my clear invalidation, right, was literally off. Where did I put my stop loss? I put my stop loss here. Yeah, that was it. Because why? Price was showing bullish market structure on the way up, okay? And I was like, if I put my stop loss here, if price come down, let it do its thing. If it does this, breaks out and finds resistance, off it goes. Fuck off, let me do this properly. If it does its thing, right, the breaks out, finds resistance of the low, for example. I can't even do this fucking line properly. And then that's this here, this area here is my trigger to cut the trade. I was wrong on the idea. Right, I could watch it because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I was good. Okay, so I entered in. I was quite happy with it, and I was just watching it, and it got up. The moment it gets up there, this now tells me, hang on a second. If it was to be bearish, right, we need to start managing the trade. Like, let's just say you were shorting, for example. If I was shorting, how would I manage the trade? So we're talking about entry techniques and managing the trade together. It's gonna be a bit complicated, but just bear with me. Any questions? Ask them. That's it. Just ask them. Okay. Takes practice as well. That's number one. The key thing is it takes a lot of practice, and not all charts are going to be the same. Not all charts are going to be something like this, right? Let me get the fucking pen back on. Not all charts are going to be like it comes back down and does this thing and then reclaims it and holds above it and then keeps going high. It does. Not all charts does this. This chart in particular was very different. It didn't do that. It did this. It floated above. But where could you have entered in to say, you know what, fucking let's go, right? There's a few places you could have entered in and still make some money, right? Not a big deal, but like, you know, and that's what it is, right? So where is, what am I looking at? So bring this back down a little bit just to fucking see what's going on. You know what, let me remove all this shit. So I entered in, right, and I was saying a reclaim here, alright? Reclaim this area, it'll be good. You can do a few things now, right? If I was shorting it from, like, let's just say from here, for example, right, and I was bearish, and my stop loss will be above the high, okay? So already, that's the key. Stops on a scalp trade or a day trade will be above this high. If we take if we take the stop loss and we close above it, right? Look, pretty much close above it actually here. Let me just use my fucking pen actually. You see, close above it. Next candle on the 50 minutes was just shot up. This is your confirmation there. That's your mega confirmation. Like, okay, if price was supposed to be bearish, we shouldn't have taken those highs. We should retest a block, right? We should retest off this and then break down, because it was retesting, it was floating above here, and then it came back into the range, come back up, and off it goes. So that's one entry technique with the idea of taking the stop loss out, right? Clear stop loss would have been here, because why? It was the high of the day, and it was coming back down and whatnot. Okay, we made a fast move up, blah blah. The second thing is, right, is how if I wanted to use this area, what would I be looking for? Okay, now keep asking your questions there. I'm not going to respond just now, but I will do so as soon as I've done this bit, okay? Second thing I could have done is this, right? I could do this. Something like that. You see that? That's the high. Resistance, resistance. If we smash above that, this candle here, right? This particular candle here was my entry to enter in. My enter in, so that's my confirmation, right? Now that's one. That's the second thing. Use a trend line, and that can give you another thing. The third thing you could also do is literally this, right? So the pattern I always show is that, like, my pattern is always like this, right? For example, do this, whatever, come, fuck off, come back in, hold it, and off it goes, right? And this would have been your entry. Could have been anywhere here, because that's the point. Now the point is this, right? Your support and resistance. Is this a support and resistance? This high? Well, not really, because when we come here, we didn't retest it. Here we didn't retest it. We got capped by Monday's high. You know what I'm saying? That's the real reason why we didn't retest it. So it's not an SR play there. So obviously this high, you know, you reclaimed it right here. It was too quick. This is crypto. Crypto does some fucking crazy shit, man. It's just too quick, man. What can you do in it? Like, you know, you ever needed a piss before, and you're gonna pee yourself, but you rush to the fucking toilet, and your sister's there, right? And you're like, get out, and then your sister's like, wait, and then you're like, fucking, I need to pee, and the next thing is your sister's like, well then go piss in your pants, some shit, and you leak. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about that. Man, I'm so licked. Shout out to fucking, you know, to all these guys who are chilled out today, man, you know. Love to you guys, man. We got Victor in the house, man. What's going on, brother? Why? So Harun is asking why ETH was moving like a snail while BTC was pumping. Well, you have to remember, the real answer is this: BTC is king, man. It's gonna be the king. It will always be the king. No one's fucking taking the king's head. And if you try to take the king's head, it will fuck you up, right? Just like the flippening that we're talking about in 2017. In 2017, November, right? If you guys went around, we were talking about the flippening. What is the flippening? The flippening is about Ethereum's going to overtake Bitcoin. It's going to do better than Bitcoin and stuff like that. Like in terms of prices, in terms of, what else did they say? There was prices, market cap, the lot. Okay, the lot, right? And one Ethereum was the equivalent at that time of 0.1 Bitcoin. Right? Right now it's 0.057, right? Of course, Ethereum made an all-time high. It was all nice, you know, $1,400. We fucking shanked in it. Why? Because Bitcoin's a leader. Bitcoin is the king. Ethereum is really good, right? When you measure ETHBTC chart, right? And you look at ETHBTC and the ETHBTC is bullish. That means the power, there's more buying actions in Ethereum, which means your alt's going to push up, right? I mean, there has been a bit of a relief on alts across the board as well. Not that great. I'm not saying like, yeah, let's say for example, Solana was at $240 at all-time high. Solana's not at $200. It's at $40 isn't it? So you know when people say, yeah, we have a bounce. Shut the fuck up, man. That's not a fucking bounce. The real bounce is when we go back to $200 at least, right? So you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So entry techniques, right? It's fucking got like sidetracked and shit in there. Fucking hell, man. Let's blame Harun, man. Harun's asking me why ETH was moving like a snail in it. But yeah. So that's like an entry right here because we reclaimed it, right? That's number one. So that's number three, sorry, is that the fact that we actually reclaimed this area here. Really thin move, right? You see that? It's a wick. It's a wick back into it. But if it was to be bearish, we shouldn't have taken this high. That high there, we shouldn't have taken this high. And we do it up here. And when we retest this, it's clear, man. Let me draw this out on the fucking line and shit. Well, just about retest it. Yeah, well, yeah, we were just about retest it. But then, so when we take out this high, this is supposed to be a bearish market structure. Remember the bearish market structure? We should be making lower lows, lower highs. But instead, we broke market structure to the upside of this candle. So around this area here is where you could have entered in, right? Using the market structure thing. Another thing is, right? So let's just say, this is again, you have to remember, all this is a lot of techniques, I'm talking about a couple of techniques. I think like 4 techniques I'm talking about, and the truth is, it's just practice, mate. All right, like it's gonna take a lot of practice. But look at this, right? See that low? Same candle. See that high? What is it? It's consolidation. What did I say about consolidation? Your right bum cheeks would say. For those who are new, I told everyone, right, we're gonna make some tattoos. Everyone's gonna have tattoos, right? So if there's 39 people in the chat, right? So make sure you get these tattoos. There's 2 people left now. Fuck that. They didn't want to get tattoos today. Just shut down. 39 to 37. I said tattoos. They're like, fuck this shit. So, the right bum. I can't focus. Fucking hell, I'm funny sometimes, man. Like, I'm not big headed, but I am a bit of a crackhead. No, we didn't look at the king yet. The king's gonna be next. We'll look at the prince first. Yeah, Ed just saying it. The fuck you doing in the range? So, like, if we were supposed to be bearish, right? We should have just retested it and send off and let's go a lot more lower. Then I'd be like, once we break below here and find resistance, let's go, fucking short the motherfucker while I was long in it, right? Cut the fucking trade, switch longs, switch to the shorts, let's go back to mid-range in it, retest the motherfucker right there. But we didn't do that. Instead, we started range bounding. You gotta start thinking yourself, why you're range bounding? Which means, this, right? This little price action over here was nothing but a deviation. You know, that's what it is. Nothing but a deviation of that range. Once we come back up, fucking shut up. And the question is, if we pull back, do go a lot more higher, X, Y, and Z. We'll look at that next, right? So that's entry technique. I went through a couple of entry techniques there. So, and as soon as I done entry techniques, 3 people leave. They were like, yeah, I got what I needed. Well, good luck. I'm messing. But we got Abu Irfan here, man. How you doing, Abu? Where are you guys from, man? I mean, like, look, it's 2 o'clock in the morning in fucking UK, and I was like, there's bare people here. Like 35 people. What the fuck? Anyway, just comment below and tell me where you're from. So now, well, let's have a look. What Ethereum is doing? Ethereum looks alright. Do we long? If you haven't entered, do I long it here now? And whatnot, right? Morocco, but even Morocco's like later right now, isn't it? Oh, so we got Eds from New Jersey. Fallout Wimps from USA. 8 PM in Arkansas. Is that how you say it? Harun says 6 AM here. Fucking hell, Harun's an early bird. Kaloyan is saying, yep, UK still waiting for the retrace. Abu Irfan is from Dubai. Thomas is from Colombia. Fucking Colombia, that is sick. Fatima Zahra is from Morocco. I love that name, Fatima Zahra. Beautiful name to me. Portugal, but living in London. That's Alexandra. Yeah, I would have guessed that, to be honest. I would have said Spain, but Portugal, yeah. But that name is a beautiful name as well. Dainks from Southeast UK. Yeah, big up UK. Lurok, is it? Nah, they're just catching up. I don't. Victor says Guatemala. I thought I saw Guantanamo Bay. I was like, what the fuck? We got Microwave is from Canada. Market Maker is from Croatia. Sif is from Ohio. Man, Lurok's from New Zealand. Damn, that's a beautiful place, man. Yeah, it's stunning, really stunning. DeMarco's from Belgium. It's late, man. You should be in fucking bed. Boutique is from Istanbul. Istanbul's a beautiful place, man. Love it, love it. Callum's from Australia. Harun's from Pakistan. Victor, 7 p.m. is perfect. So there's a lot of freaking thingy. Almost from Turkey. This is good, man. I can go on. I gotta stop. I've been doing this like for a long time here. But we got Bearmans at East Midlands, bro. How how Hostel's like around the corner from me. Well, I'm from Birmingham, but yeah. Brazil, man. Bernardo's from Brazil. Pants McStill is in Europe. So you Americans really are here. That's mad. Like, let me ask you a question, right? To you Americans, right? Do you really truly believe that the British accent is a cool accent? That's really nice. I'm only asking, right? Because I went to Morocco. Not Morocco. I saw Morocco too many times. I went to Mexico, right? And these Americans, right? Especially the girls, they were going crazy. They were loving it. And I was like, this is just normal. Like, the way I'm especially like, in like, yeah, motherfucker, fuck this shit. It's like, you got a lot of balls in it. And I'm like, got more than two, to be honest, isn't it? And they love it. I don't know, weirdly enough, American girls love to be, I feel like they like to be disrespected. That's in my opinion, right? Maybe I'm wrong. If I am, just tell me. Bernardo's 25-year-old trying to, yeah, man. You know what? The fact that you're 25 and trying to do this right now, I rate that. Big time right now. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Mike says, yeah, the girls love it. Crazy, man. I don't know how like, I don't know. Like, to me, hey, Jonathan, British accent is not fake. Come on, man. Why are you going to fuck us up like that? Just because you're from Washington, bro. Brown fellas without the Desi accent goes a long way. That's fucked up. I just clocked on what he's trying to say. With the Desi accent. So basically, don't have a Pakistani or Indian accent, yeah, you're good. Fucking hell. But I can imagine that. Yeah, I can understand that. Makes sense. I only follow Trader Z, but now I've started to follow you as well. Oh, that's fucking nice. Really appreciate that, dude. Yeah, what is the average age in the room? 28. I'm 30. Let's do that. All right. So let's see. Which place have you? I haven't visited Morocco. I haven't yet. Oh, you know what? Keep typing your age and shit. Let me just do this, man, because this is fucking taking longer than it should be, man. Because these Americans are like, that's mad. I can't believe I got American fucking crowd. That's sick. Anyway, yeah, let's crack in, right? So cool. So now, 19. DeMarcos is 19. I rate that. You're young, man. You know, that's the thing is when people ask me like, what's the one thing you regret in it? I don't regret anything. I'll be honest with you. I don't regret anything. Whatever happens for a reason. So for example, like if you do well or you do bad, it happens. But like, let's say something bad happens. It's happened to me a few times. For example, like coming back home from work, and I just made 10 grand on a trade, right? I'm just like, you know, it was the biggest trade I've ever did at that time. I was really happy about it. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. Off one trade I made 10k, that's fucking crazy. And wasn't arrogant about it, didn't talk about it to anyone. I didn't really speak about it with anyone. Came home, was coming home, raining heavy as fuck. And literally, I had a BMW, man. Badass BMW, man. It was a 3 Series, right? And it was so perfect. It's Le Mans blue, and basically at night time it's black, but during the day it's like dark navy blue, like really dark. It had a weird fluorescent color kind of thing as well. It was a business edition as well, so the alloys was fucking sick, man. It was a beautiful car, man. I had a remapped and shit, man, and I was beating cars up left, right, and center and whatnot. And yeah, but I was coming back home, right? I was calm and whatnot. Overtook a truck on the right hand side of the lane. It's a new tarmac and it was all wet. I saw the water. When I saw the water, it covered that whole lane, and I straight away said to myself, "Fuck!" And it was too late because it's a beam. It's a a rear wheel drive. I'm gonna lose control here, and I knew straight away this is not good. I'm like, "Fuck!" And I overtook the trade, and I wasn't doing much. The speed limit 70, right? I was doing 70, right? I literally was that day. Funnily enough, when I don't speed, I have an accident. When I speed, I'm okay. I get away from the accident because it would have been about a couple of minutes earlier. But yeah, I overtook the fucking truck, and my car span out like 360, and it didn't do 360 once. It did like 3 times. And as I was spinning from the right hand side to the left hand side, because we're in the UK. The UK, that's the right way of driving, not the way you guys do, right? In America, and Europe, right? You guys are confused the hell out of me sometimes. But anyway, and I can already see that my car is going in. Is gonna go into a fucking truck. There's another truck on the left hand lane. I can go into underneath that motherfucker's wheels and shit, man. And I was like, fuck. I kicked it back out, right? I tried to kick it back out. But it was, I knew I was gonna be in an accident, right? And I was like, I need to. In my head, I was thinking to myself, I need to get out of this mess to not die, really. And I just fucking smashed into a fucking barrier. Car flips over and shit like that. Goes crazy, spins a bit more, smashes into another car. Fucking another car from behind me hits the back of me, and I went flying more, and I just smashed into the barriers again, and it was horrible. But anyway, and the car, right? Let's say this is a normal size of the car. I'm not drawn to scale, obviously. It was like this, and the only way I could get out, right? I couldn't even get out through the door, man. I couldn't move because the steering wheel went straight to my chest. I felt it on my chest. Like, bro, like, if I was doing 75, I think I would have just fucking cracked some ribs and some shit. And, jumped out. I was fine, not a single scratch. First thing I thought to myself was, okay, what day is today? I was like, 7th February. 8th February 2020. So what time is it? So I was, in my head, I was like, I don't know, motherfucker. How am I supposed to know the time? My last time I saw the times when I left work at fucking 6:30, motherfucker. So, jumped out. I was fine. Police comes over. And he's like, I've seen accidents like this, and 9 out of 10 times you're either dead or we're sending you to you're in the ambulance right now. And I always thought, and I'm hurt by that story a lot because it was my favorite car. Nothing will ever beat that, not a single thing. But the fact is, I've got in my head, I'm like, I believe something like either you believe in God or not, or like a spirit or something. I believe that like at that time I felt like God actually saved me from something else that was much more serious than that. Alright, so that's the way I thought. And so whenever things happens, right, just take it on the chin, you know. Like, and look, most of us are in trading right now, and we want to make gains and future love for our family and retire our parents, stuff like that, right? Buy a nice car, go on holiday, probably find a few bitches and shit like that, right? Maybe not that, but you know what I'm saying. Like you just want to have a better life, and the thing is, right, just, as long as you remember where you come from, you're good. Okay. So what's it? Crypto Class. Oh, Ed's from Crypto Class 2017. Corporate retired December 2020. Damn. FT Crypto since retired 3 times over by November 2024. Ah. Don't worry, man. He's relearning. He's relearning. That's good. All right. It's never too late to learn. All right. So let's look at Bitcoin. Fucking Ethereum, we're getting sidetracked again like we did yesterday, but this time's a lot worse. I'm high as a motherfucker right now. And, oh yeah, we're talking about daily, what was it? It's the daily, right? Nice free, let's remove that shit, we don't need that. So you can see, from a range band perspective, right? I always say on a range band environment, we play low to mid, right? Let it do its thing. Once we get up to the mid and hold above it, then we play mid to high, okay? Right now you can see we're back above the mid, and we're going for those highs. All right. And the question is, do we go lower now, or do we keep going up? Always remember, right? When you got a daily close, just be careful, right? If you got a swing trade or if you got a day trade, you shouldn't be in a day trade for that long, really. Right? It's a day trade, not 2-day trade. So it's got a fucking sidetracked. But yeah. You get day trade, right? Like you shouldn't be in there for too long. So like for example, like I took a trade yesterday, right? And I was looking for more expansive move and whatnot. And I've trimmed profits, right? I've already trimmed profits right now, and I brought my stops tighter, and I'm just waiting to reload, right? Where can I reload? We'll find out soon. So the thing is, like in every single candle, you have something like this, right? Let's just show this. Like, let's go up here. So every single candle, right? You have something like this, okay? You've got body, right? And you got a wick above and low, okay? Let's say this is the the open, right? That's the open. You know what? I'm not going to do like that. That's really disrespectful to all you guys. That's the open and that's the close, okay? Motherfucker. Dude, can I not do a fucking arrow? There we go. Jeez. Alright, so let's put close. We're talking about the daily, right? Another alpha to learn as well. If you guys just follow through and it'll make sense in a bit, okay? So that's how this is a bullish candle, right? This is to us, right? It's a bullish candle. It's all in green or whatever. I'm not gonna draw a color in green, but just picture it as a bullish candle. But how does it look like off the fucking thingy, off an hourly or 15 minutes? It will look like this, right? So let's just say this is the open, right? That's the open. Let's fucking get a straight line actually. That's the open and that's the close. Yeah, makes sense, yeah? The trade looks like this. It does its thing, right? Cool. It goes up, and then that's it. It will look like something like that, and that's how the trade looks like. Okay, roughly, right? You guys follow me, right? Bernardo saying, guys like you and SC make all the difference. No cap. Congrats on the job you're doing for all of us, bro. At the end of the day, I love what you guys saying. I love the love that you guys are sharing as well. I may be a bit of a crackhead, just swearing a lot, and whatnot. And but at the same time, I was in your position, man. And all you mans, I was in your position. I know how it is. I know it's terrible. It's hard. No one wants to lose. We all just want to, make some gains. But so I took the hard route, and you guys are taking the hard route right now as well, which is the same thing as well, which is trying to learn. That's the hard route. The easy route is just buying in the bull market and just walking away and then taking profits on the way and just walking away. Well, that's all whatever, okay? That's the easy route. But you guys want to batter yourself, right? Which I get it. So anyway, back to this right. Come on, man. That's it. Yeah. So this area here. So this candle, right? What we need to focus is this area here now. Okay. This is the open. So let it do its thing, right? It starts off and it will create the wick of the month and of the day. The moment we get back up, see, finds resistance, deviation of the open, comes down, finds resistance. We get up and we hold it as support. This area here, this is like a confirmation for you to go long, because we've reclaimed the daily open. If we were supposed to be bearish, we should reject off the daily open. Okay, so going back to what I'm talking about now is literally this, same thing. Let me remove all that crap. There we go. Let it do its thing. Right? So long on ADA, is it crazy? Not really. I don't think so. I'll be careful. I'll be careful because we are coming to resistance at the range high, and we'll see from there. So I'm not too interested in actually taking longs right now. Any positions right now. And if you are late to the trade and you want to jump into the trade, I wouldn't jump in just yet. We need a target, man. What's the point? So what I'll do is probably do this, right? So I'm looking for a range bound environment. So let's take this swing low, and that's the swing high. And let's make this black. Does it tell me a story? Yes, it does actually. Look at this. Can you see this? Let me draw the pen. Resistance, smash above it, support. So the mid-range is already telling us a story there. That this is actually a point of clear, of clear support and resistance, right? Now price is going up, right, which is not a problem. We're gonna work this out in just a moment. Now price can do this, do whatever it wants to do. If it breaks down, it'll break down. Okay, and that will be my trigger to go down to the level. That's target 1, 2, target 2. Obviously, I probably did, like if I was to short it, for example, that would be target 3 and target 4. Okay. If I'm looking to re-long, right? I'm just looking to re-long. It's doing this, right? Would be something like this. So let it do its thing. As long as it holds it, especially when it reclaims this high there, reclaims this, that's my trigger to re-long, going back up to the high over there, and then we start going for 1280. That's how I would look to compound on the position. So when ask me about how do I compound on the trade, this is how I would compound. Because when I enter in the trade, right, I now got a new invalidation. So if this is my thingy, let's just say my stop loss was here originally, right? That's my stop loss where it was. No, my stop loss was here, sorry. Okay? Then, the moment it does this deviation and gets back above it, I can bring my stop loss below here. And then the what I've actually brought the stop loss up to, that means like, let's say for example, if I'm risking on $100 and I brought this up to here, it's now risking $80, right? Because if it comes out here, it's $80. I'll add that $20 worth of risk back on, and then I go back up. You know, that's the way I'll be looking for. Okay, does that make sense? So that's the way, you know, we're looking to potentially see how that plays. Will it play now during Asia? Not really. I don't think so. I'll give you another piece of alpha. Guess what happened during Asia? You don't know this. It's been dumping. Asia has been dumping the market. London, us in the UK, we hold the market for you guys, you know, for the Americans. It's a lot of Americans here, so I'll give you some respect on this one. We hold the market, you know, with a defense, you know. And the Americans just picks. It doesn't do much. Just fucking buys up the stock, and that's what's happened. So I've noticed this a few times. Is this that Asia has been dumping the market, but the New York Open has been pushing the market. Okay, it doesn't happen all the time, but like, it's very, very common. So look here, this dump here happened from well, that's London. That was a pre-London dump as well. Then we held above. It was a range bound environment. 6, yeah. So the 6 itself, for example. What the fuck am I looking at? Yeah, so Asia dumps it down, London holds it as consolidation. As long as we don't lose Asia's low, we go a lot more higher. Than the Americans, they push it back up around 2 o'clock, around this area, start pushing it up there. This one here, same thing. So close above there. During Asia we dumped, and then London actually held it above there. And the Americans came in about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, pushed it back up. Okay, I'll give you another example. Let's have a look. Well, in this one, Asia pushed it. Alright, so you see those 2 candles, Asia pushed it up, and it's a range bound environment over here. Well, that's 2 examples, to be honest. So we'll see if it does play out. We'll see what happens. But you got your plan there and how you enter, right? Sometimes you see these patterns and they repeat for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, stuff like that. I'll give you an example in Forex. There was something I figured out that was happening on Euro AUD. And basically there was 6 particular currencies that was happening out there, where Asia was dumping, and then what I'd do is in London time I'd wait for the reclaim, and or the breaking market structure to go higher. It takes out Asia's high, and then long the fuck out of it. And I was making a 1.5 hour trade per fucking currency off those 6 currencies, right? So if you think about it, if I was doing 1.5 every single time, that's 9R in a day, just with that simple technique, and that was going on for 3 months. Like I don't know if people noticed it, but like I was like, yo, I figured out something. Like it was like a cheat in the fucking in the matrix in it. So like what that Wings is saying, how does the volume compare between US, UK, and Asia? Really, the volume can be very different, right? Asia tends to have more money. Like, we all know the Chinese got a lot of money, and but anyway, like generally they have a lot more money and a lot more power, right? And so they push the market. So when they push their market up or down, they just do whatever they want. And London just tends to finds like either it takes out a swing low or swing high off Asia and whatever, and it can reject. And then New York plays the expansion, like the expanding game. So if we let's say we've taken out Asia's high, right, entering London, then New York will just sell off, or vice versa. Okay, so like looking, it's not really about the volume; it's about how the behavior is, right? And that's what we want to pay attention to. The behavior. The behavior is really important. But looking at this, right, if fucking, I mean, if this happens like that, I mean, it's a scalp trade. I wouldn't really take the trade myself because it's not really worth much of it here. So that could happen. But then we're looking at what can happen after, because look, what I'm skeptical. Oh yeah, the reason why I've taken some more profit as well is because I'm skeptical about this. Very, very skeptical about this. Right, so I want to see how price reacts. So you see this, right? This low here. That's the last up candle on the hourly. Let's send the market back down. Because what happened is, price retested it once, and that was it. It never retested this area there ever again for so many days, and it just was a relentless sell-off until we start forming a bottom, a local bottom, came back up and start showing bullish market structure. Right. So we take out these highs, these equal highs, and we're taking this high out there, which shows us, right, we're bullish. We can have a pullback, right? Yeah, we can have a pullback back into here, or pull back into here. It doesn't really matter if a pullback is here, and as long as we hold above it, right, cool, above this mid-range, we're good to go. Because there's two mid-ranges. There's this one mid-range that I picked out from this range, and there's also the weekly mid-range, right? So there's going to be a lot of buying powers, right? Because as you can see before, as I've done, just quickly do this again. Let me just rub this all out. There you go. Discuss this there. Resistance. Resistance, deviation, resistance, smash above it, support, deviates it, goes back down, smash above it, smash below it, resistance, come back into it. That's really is a support. We don't have to retest it because we retest this block over here, this black candle there, and then we send back up higher. So, and we was right. We did the Ethereum trade, Ethereum and the Bullish view and whatnot. Explained to you why I was looking bullish because I was using ETHBTC. And look what we've done, man. We made some good money. Okay, let's be honest about that. So if you got into trade, that's cool. If you didn't get in the trade, no problem. There's always another trade. Chill out. Okay. For that Williamson saying, I thought volume was key. Like different traders use different things in it. So they'll be looking, for example, right. So you got these freaking crazy ass lines, right? And that's the volume line. They'll be like, all right, cool. So to draw a trend line, and then looking for a breakout, right, off a trend line for volume. End of the day, right, if the market wants to dump, I've seen markets, right, range bounded in October for $40, $40 fucking dollars, range bounded for like fucking God knows how long. It was like days upon days, probably, I think, was it a week or two, something like that, but you range bounded on Bitcoin, you know. So, but then what happened next? It dumped hard, fam. Like you went from a 6K to 3K. So what's that volume going to tell you? It's not going to tell you much for that $40 move, right? We just need, it's just one. One second, just bear with me just a moment there. Yeah, there we are. Good. Sorry about that. But yeah, so volume. People uses volume in their own way. I mean, like I don't pay attention personally, to be honest. I mean, if we put it back up, let's have a look. Just do it. Indicators. Camping volume oscillator. Put volume. I mean, this doesn't tell me nothing really. You know, like if I look at it this way, can you guys see it right at the bottom over here? I mean, they got a spike up, right? What's that spike up like? So you're telling me this is a lower high, whatever, and we need a fast spike up, and then we should be bullish here. But it's right here, and then we got up higher, then we sell off, and we make new lows, like off this weekly itself. And I'm like this low's a little, I don't know what the fuck in it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't use volume, to be honest. if you can understand it, great. If you and that's all perfect. If you don't, I mean, I don't really use it too much. But yeah, let's have a look. So that's Ethereum's bullish plan, and the bearish plan we talked about it as in going like this. Now, oh yeah, so for me to start shorting the fuck out of it now. So I showed you this, right? If I bring up Monday's range was on the 4th. So it's here to here, right? And you can see Monday's range overlaps a few things, right? Monday's high overlaps a few things. I'm going to make the color differently. I'm going to talk about this one by one. It looks a bit complicated, but it isn't. We can narrow this down slowly, okay? Number one, right, is that you can see that the weekly range, the mid range, sits in perfectly for all the key levels. What key levels? Well, this price action here from the swing low to swing high is the mid range over here. This is pretty much close enough. Monday's high sits around where Monday's I think the mid range of the weekly, and I said to you guys, right, that weekly is greater than daily. Daily is greater than hourly in terms of like power movements, support, resistance. Monthly is greater than weekly, right? The higher the time frame, the stronger the reaction. So we've got this area here. So we can start looking at, if we're going to start shorting it, let's just have a look, right? Let's go on the 15 minutes, see what's going on. Is it doing it? I'd like to see something like this, right? This is how I look to short it. So I would like to see one more wick into it, right? And then we also got a trend line going as well. So whichever comes first, not a problem. Ideally, I like to see this come back into this area here, come back down, find resistance. I'd have entered the short here with stop loss above there. At the moment, we lose the trend line, retest it, come back down. This will be your confirmation, and we can play it level to level. Because you're playing on the black range, you focus on the black lines, okay? So obviously, come back down. That'll be well, I'd say target 1 off this here, because this is the area of consolidation. So target 1's here. Then start looking down, come down, filling all this thin move. So remember the consolidation we talked about, right? Come back there, that's target 3. Come back down, and that's target 4. Done. Trade's done. Right? You can hold it to see if we could go below it. If we lose below it, then we can start saying, you know what? We're back into Monday's range, right? Back in, fucking, I can't even draw arrows today. We're back into Monday's range, because we've come back into this area here, is back into Monday's range, and we're also below the weekly mid-range. So that shows me we're bearish until we reclaim above it. Then I'll cut the trade, because we're going to go a lot more higher. But if that's the case, just freaking play it level to level. Which level? Well, 25% and mid-range, and then we see what happens where we get to from. So let's just neat this all out. But yeah, do something like this. The moment it loses below it, that you get it, right? So level to level trade in terms of what do we do, right? So that's the bearish scenario, okay? Oh, that's better. Let me do this here. So you know we got this trade here. So we come back down, start losing this area here, back into here. This here is a consolidation now. I'll be very careful about it, because we could come back into it and bounce off it, and then this was just a reclaim. There's too much fucking lines here, isn't it? Let me just delete all this shit, because we don't. There's too much lines. Fucking hell, it's pissing me off. Let me just bring this. No, come on, man. Just fix up, Dank. There we go. So we're talking about this, right? Well, if we get back below the mid range, right? If we get back in below the mid range, this is your confirmation now to play a lot more shorter, because then all this was deviation of Monday's high, and it was also a deviation of the weekly mid range. Okay, so we play it level to level. Be very careful and skeptical about this area here. So this area here is area consolidation. You see? We'll find it about that. Okay. So this is the consolidation. So all it was resistance, 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 smash above it, and support. You see that here? That's support. What this is? Support, deviation, deviation, support, support, and that's and this really is a very, very concept perfect skill of understanding how to play the range. Because look here, right? Do you know what? I'm going to talk about that another time. I'm going to talk about this another time, and I'm going to just screenshot this actually. Because that's a really good. I mean, I can spend some time on this actually. On this very particular one, I can spend some time on this. I won't do so. Hey, name, good to have you here. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I can spend some time on this, but like it's 55 minutes in. We need to do BTC as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was saying I'll be a bit skeptical here, right? But ideally, once we get back into this, you gotta ask yourself what the fuck you're doing back in the range. This is your compounding opportunity, and we can go back down over here, and then we play it down to the mid range. From the mid range, because we're filling out all this void over here, this gap there, and then from the mid range, see we can come back, take out this low here because that was weak, the fucking low of the black range, and it's also 75% of the month. Then the monthly open comes into play. We need to start seeing how the monthly open reacts. Do we hold it as support and come back up and start going back up higher, or do we lose that? And if we do lose it, for example, if this plays out, right, and it comes back into the monthly open and we lose it, that's your fucking swing trade there, right? I mean, that's the swing trade that coming to commence. So we're just having preparations of what's going to happen, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Reason being is that, you know, this monthly open itself, if we get below it, right, I hate when that shit happens. Why does it do that? If we get below it and we find resistance and we do something like that, then that means all this move that happened around the monthly open was a deviation of the month, because then that be the fucking wick of the month, right, and this be the body, and then we can expand it a lot more lower. Okay, so that's the bearish play, and that's the idea behind it. Okay, Bitcoin, let's see what Bitcoin's doing. I mean, it's been good. Fucking hell, dude, what the fuck? Still got that. So Ethereum is pushing up now. Let's see what happens. ETHBTC trying to support off the trend line. We'll go back to it in a second. Let me just focus for a moment. I need just to. This happened today. 7 o'clock. Out of fucking range as well, man. Where the fuck did he go? Wait. Just give me a second. I just need to focus for one moment, okay? This reject. Okay, so BTC dominance is looking to push up higher, no problem. And Bitcoin is actually pushing fucking high. Fucking hell, okay. Alright, okay, guys. This is plans is now fucking changing. Alright, so now I need to start looking for an entry to actually enter in a trade to play the longs here. Just bear with me, okay? I'm going to speak my mind here, so bear with me, okay? So this area here, I'm going to speak a little bit quicker, right? Because I need to start thinking now, alright? So now I've got to be in my zone. Fuck. I need a second. Give me a second. Alright then, let's go. Nice, I'm long from 12.41, yeah, I'm long too as well, which is nice. I wanted to actually compound, but it didn't come. What can you do? Alright then, so let's go, motherfuckers. I'm going to speak a little bit fast, maybe. Follow me. And if you don't understand, ask me the questions. If I miss the questions, not a problem. But do be patient with me, okay? So what is this blue box? This is a consolidation. So break it down quickly. Fucking hell. What the fuck's all this mess about? Oh yeah, this is it. You guys can see, right? So when we broke out of the previous all-time high, we got up, right? So previous all-time high was at 20k around here. This is where we was finding resistance. We got up and we started doing consolidation over here on this little range, and that's the blue box. That's it. And then from there we just popped up and did a macro range. Okay, understand that bit? Now, when I was playing the shorts, right? I was playing the shorts back then. I was in Turkey back then here. And I was saying, once we come back here, retest below here, especially lose this level, we're going to go, target 1 will be this, target 2 will be here. If we go any more lower, it'll be 1752 area. And that's what happened. It's to the pip now, okay? So, looking at this now, price, find resistance, right? Resistance, potential resistance, which could give us a play back into the range. And now we're going to play this. Now we're going to see a few things now, okay? So the first thing we're going to think of is this, right? Number one is that what's happening here, right? This push. Remember I was talking about Asia's actually pushing up. It's not always happening, but like I gave 2 examples. I was wrong on this one, okay? So no problem. Okay, so now look at this now. We've got a range bound environment, right? Oh, fallout's for lying up a fat one, man. I've got a little bit of, enough for one actually. I'm gonna say this after the stream. I am to see this machine real. Have a smoke in this play, brother. Okay, cool. Let's go. So 2 things got to work out. Number 1 is this. We've got a range bound environment. This is a bullish week, man. Fuck, I don't need this no more for the time being. Look away with how we're rejecting it, which means that we don't FOMO. Have a cigarette first, okay? Take your time. We look for plans, right? So now I can talk a little bit slower because there's nothing too weary for me to just start playing it. The 4 hours close in 2 hours 27 minutes. Ideally, I'd like a nice 4 hour close above here for me to say, yeah, you know what? Let's fucking send this back down. Let's look for a retest here and go a lot more higher, okay? Plans has changed on Ethereum as well because we'll have to do that again because it's now bullish, right? So the bearish plan is out of questions, right? We're going to start a new bearish plan and a new bullish plan, okay? Now, this range here, I've got the hourly. How does the hourly look like? Same thing, same thing. So what I would like, come into resistance. So it looks to me we'll close in 26 minutes. So we find out how we do. We're gonna break down. This is short to me. Short with stop loss here. Let me do this. I'm entering it now. No fuck. This is gonna be a scalp play. I'm entering the short now. One second. One second. No. Pause. Don't get too excited. Dainks, chill the fuck out. Alright, let's have a look. Let's break this down level to level. The short was here, man. Fuck it up. Missed it. I should have entered here. And that stop loss will be up here. Fucking cigarette took too much time in it. Fucking hating the motherfucker now. Alright, so how do I refine this? Looking for a short on BTC. We're going to do a live trade if it comes into play. And we'll see how it happens, okay? First things first, I'm going to look at this area here. What does this area tells me, okay? It tells me this, alright? So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to put a horizontal ray in this area here. And a horizontal ray on this area here, okay? This is the last high that's in the market back down, alright? Does everyone understand that? You see that? My white candle is a high, right? It's the last up candle that's in the market back down, right? And all we did, when we come, if that's supposed to be a bearish block itself, what would have happened is something like this. When we come back down, we should have retested it and sell off, okay? But we never retested it, right? So so now it's finally after fucking so 16th of June, a month later. Look at all this. Look at all this price action that's happened, all the way back down. Bounce off here, weekly range, all this here, right? This is on the 15 minutes. I know there's a lot to fucking scroll through. Fucking hell, there's a lot to scroll through. Speed up. And we now, where the fuck are we? Haven't retested it yet. So I'm glad I didn't enter the trade just yet. See, sometimes you just gotta refine it and then see is it worth entering. I mean, yeah, we can push back up. So if I were to be bullish, right, I want to see us come back down here actually. So yeah, if I was bearish, I want to see us come back up, reject off this, right? Maybe another retest this one more time possibly, and then we come back down, right? And then if we come back down, now the question is, does this? Oh yeah, so I can have an entry up here and a really tight stop loss up here. I'll probably go up here, right? The 22,980 level. That's where I would go for my stop loss, just to give me a bit of breathing space because he could whip me out. And if he does whip me out, it's bullish. We'll talk about the bullish plan in just a moment. So this is the bearish plan, and then we come back to here. When we come back into this area now we're gonna ask ourselves, right? Is this a deviation of the range, or is it? So is it a deviation of the range, or is it a retest of the range? If it's a deviation, we start breaking down and lose this low here, right? Draw this fucking properly. Yeah, and lose this low here, this candle over here, and we start breaking down. Find resistance. This is my confirmation of my stop loss above, well here. Probably hard stop up there, right? Then we can start playing it back into this weekly range, back down to see how we react over here. I'd say that would be target 1. Will I enter there? What's that blue line for? What's the blue box for? Yeah. Nah. I think it'll retest up here. You know why I think it'll retest? We'll have to refine this one. The only way to play this right is literally this area. Like how I did it here. Let me just try and get this back here. There we go. The only way to play this is here. That'll be the target, right? Because then you can see if we can squeeze out this as a secondary target, right? So target 1 there, target 2 here, and a tertiary target over here. Why am I saying that? Is because price is looking bullish, right? Only way I'll start shorting is if we lose this blue box here. If we do something like that, then off we go. We'll go a lot more lower. Why? Because this is the mid-range, right? The mid-range is hold. And second, this blue box here is this block here. All right, let me just delete all that. All this. Fucking hell. It's coming back down, so it's a bit too fast. I probably missed it. Who knows, right? We'll find out. But see this high here? This is the last high that's in the market back down, right? I mean, there's always last highs or whatever. This is an hourly high, and the hourly. So obviously it's an hourly high, and you go to the hour. And the hour, you can see this. See this fast move up. We're coming back down to the range. So don't get too excited. We'll see how it works out now, right? I like to see this block hold because as you can see right here, right, that was resistance. And this was resistance, and we had a smash above it. Ideally, a retest and hold above it will show me longs to go a lot more higher, right? Then I can say, yeah, time to go. So that's if it does come up. Where would I be comfortable to short? Right, I'd be comfortable to short if this happens, right? We get below here, like I said, below the mid range, then target 1, and let's go to the monthly open as target 2. And see if we can squeeze out to target 3, maybe extended targets to weekly opens. That's the bearish play. That'll be where I'm comfortable to short. Until then, I'm not going to short unless it's going to be a scalp play. That'll be a day trade, or maybe more of a wider, more than the day trade. So I'm going to be a bit more careful there. So longs, longs is quite easy, right? Because what we just said, right? Is this going to be a retest? For fuck's sake, is this going to be a retest? Or a deviation. If it's a deviation, we get below. If it's a retest, all we got to do now is on the 15 minutes. So look at this. Look. See this high here? 15 minutes, let's see how it goes, man. I can't go to sleep now. I want to watch this trade from Asia, for fuck's sake. So yeah, if we're bullish, right? So we talked about a pullback scenario. The pullback scenario is going back down here. As long as we hold above it, then I can say that will be my trigger to go long. Stop loss, I'll probably keep it a little bit wide, just give me a bit more breathing space, and that'll be target 1. See if we get above it, and if we take out these highs over here, target 2 is over here, right? Then we reclaim this and hold above it, then we compound this shit out of it. Let's go a lot more higher to target. Then we go to 2003, yeah, $24,300. So that's the trade there for BTC for both bullish and bearish, right? Let's look at fucking Ethereum now. Ethereum, yeah. See there, you can see what happened there. So we're above that high there. So we'll see how it goes. Let's delete that. Now Ethereum didn't take out the fucking high. Ethereum didn't do anything like with that Bitcoin. See how Bitcoin goes up and it's coming back down? Ethereum hasn't taken out that weekly high, that 1280 level. So which means, right, that we're rejecting of something. What are we rejecting, right? And it'll be a short to me, right? We're rejecting off this, right? So let's go on the 15 minutes, right? Do we reject off this line? Yeah, we reject off this high. We came back and found a resistance there. So now, I can, if I were to be short on it, right? I can be like my stop loss. Oh, keep up. This is going to be a very tight, quick game. I'll probably do a stop loss over here. Nah, I'll keep it above 12, so 1280, right? Let's have a look. Give me a second. Just need to think. That was a high. Let's have a look. I'm just trying something out here. Just give me a second there. So Pan's Max Skill says what you say target 1, target 2, etc. Are you taking percentage profits of it at each level or moving stop loss to manage risk? I am taking percentage levels. Yeah, I am taking percentage levels. You can decide how you want to do it. I tend to do it about 10-20% profit, and then then I'll bring my stop loss up as well. As soon as I take, as soon as my first target hits, I if I don't have a clear validation, I put my stop loss at break even. Then I'll take 20% of my trade, and if I have a clear validation, I know where my clear validation is at target 1, then I'll take 10% of my trade. And then when I get a new invalidation, right, a new one, so I can legitimately bring my trade up, I look at potentially looking to compound. If I can compound, if not, I just leave it as is, right? So that's what it is. So Dainks says they closed my ETH trade at 1240s and it strips. Yeah, it happens, man. It really does happen. It sucks. It sucks. I did take profits as well. But again, always remember, when you take profits, be happy with it. But we're coming back underneath here. I like to see us come back up there. But with the short, I like to see us come back up there, right? And then find resistance, and then something like this, right? Resistance, and then we fucking hell, man, I can't even do it properly today. Come back up, then find resistance, and this is my trigger to go down as well. Target 1 over here, stop loss up there, and target, target 1 there. And I'll see how we do. If we hold above it and go up higher, this is for me to cut the fucking trade out, and let's just see what happens there. But if we go a lot more lower, what I would like to see is to go back down and play back to this range over here. That's a range bound environment, so you can see that high there and this low. It's a range bound environment, and the mid range would be approximately, I think it looks like here. It looks fair and square. But then we lose this level, and then we go to the next area here. So that's what that'll be. Sorry, that's target 1. That's target 2. I said this will be target 3, and then that'll be target 4. And then from there we'll see what happens, because we just retested Monday's high and it's the mid range. Because then price could actually start flipping and go a lot more bullish, right? Because If it holds a mid-range, it's bullish, right? So that's what it is. Yeah, I think we might get a retest up with this. I'm still looking for 1 minute. So that's what that looks like. So we're getting the bounce then. This could be the bounce. Let it do its thing. Gets below it. That's my trigger to go a lot more lower. And stop loss above here. 1280. Not the high over here, 1280. Reason why is because of that block I showed you, okay? So that's the bearish plan. Bullish plan is we actually reclaim. Why does it do that every time? Reclaim and hold above the range high, takes out this high. This is my confirmation, and we can go a lot more higher. How high? Let's have a look. Well, it's under 1 minute, that's why. It's got 2 hours. Yeah, I said this is what I'll be looking for. A mega bullish play will be this. Gets up, hold above it, right? Find support, went through entry techniques, right, in terms of a range of stuff as well, and that would be my target. That would be straight up target 1. Probably target 1 off here. That'll be the low there, and then target 2. And then, because what that is, that this level here, the 1240, is basically the previous all-time high back in 2018. Legitimately, what it is. Oh, fuck. Dude. Let me delete everything. So, this, essentially, right here, is a range bound environment. This, where we bounce off here, is a 75% of the range. Well, here was 75% of the range. We come back down here, reclaim that, and off we go. But let's see how it goes. So the bullish and bearish plans for the trade is there on BTC and Ethereum. You're welcome, Pants. You know, it's not as long as you guys are learning, man. That's a good thing. You know, that's what I give a shit about. Look at ETHBTC, looking bullish. Above the weekly open and above the monthly open. As you can see, let's spread this out. Spread this out nice and wide. Yeah, so you can see over here. I discussed this before. I'm going to do this again. Range band environment. Okay, got a deviation over there. Deviation below here. Let me just delete this. Yeah, so we've got a range band environment. We've got a deviation of the highs and deviation to lows. We step back into the range. You gotta ask yourself what the fuck you're doing in the range. If we're doing in the range, as long as we hold above it, right? Take out this high. So if right on the daily we do something like this, right? Let's say it happens today, it happens tomorrow. It doesn't really matter, but we do something like this, okay? So if we get this high here, this is the initial high from the impulse move. So you know when it was below the range low, right? You guys see it? Below the range low. Yeah. It's the first impulsive move on the daily, right? And that high itself calls resistance, which means it's an SR. So if we get above it and hold above it, isn't that not a fucking bullish play? Because what we're doing, we're taking out the highs, right? So we're making lower lows. So we're making lows, higher high, higher low, higher thingy, and higher high. That's what we're looking for, right? And which is bullish, which means that target 1 is there, and we can see if we can get to target 2 there, and then target 3. And if this plays out like that, then that means also going to go up. So if you're looking to add spot buys, which I will be looking to do, I've got some spot buys on there. So yeah, I've got some spot buys at the moment, not much. But yeah, reclaim above this and hold. Then I'm gonna go quite heavy. Then we can start playing the more bullish play in terms of BTC and Ethereum. Speaking of BTC and Ethereum, let's have a look what BTC is in. I'm gonna see if I can get a trade in and just talk to you about it. I missed it. I was, the impulsive. See, that's the thing is, alright. So do you know how I was impulsive? Right? I mean, it could come back up to this 22,659 area, but I'm not gonna take a trade until it shows me. But yeah, it's not showing me to take a trade. I've got the plans are there, but this high has been retested. 15 minutes. So this low hasn't been retested there. I want this low to be retested, and that was the impulsive move. Let's say this is the range now. It's very possible we do this. Very possible we actually push up a little bit more higher. Let me change the color. I'm going to run this down to you with you so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Okay? There's a lot of colors here. I'm just going to delete a bunch of them and we'll come back to them there. I'll just bring back up this. Alright? It's very possible that we do something like that. Okay? Why am I saying that? I'm just trying to find the story of the mid-range. That's what it is, right? To me, I mean, like, ideally, the real one would have been here, right? The real one would have been there. Ideally, would have been perfect there. Reason why, because you can see the mid-range is resistance, resistance, smash above it, support, support, deviation, support, and then we smash above it and we go in higher, right? And we find made the high and then, you know, play back down. And then to play back down will be like something like like this, come back down and retest this area here. I would like to retest this area. Well, I wouldn't mind actually retesting the mid-range and then, so for example, retest and reclaim this area. There's my confirmation on my longs, for example, there. Stop loss below the deviation, maybe up to here, and then let's go a lot more higher. So that's what I like to look for. But I'm saying that this shit, fuck off. I'm saying that like so that's the high there, right? I don't like this because that mid-range doesn't tell me much. This mid-range actually does tell me something. Which 1280 does take out the stop run by just like a couple of cents, like about $1 or some shit. And then if it does something like this, goes back up, break down. That's my trigger. Level to level, target 1 over here. Actually, yeah, target 1 there, target 2 here, break down here. Let's go a lot more lower, right? And then we're going to see. Well, yeah, I'd say I cut the trade over there, and then we'll see what happens then. You can actually hold it, because if we hold it, break down and go a lot more lower, that's my compounding opportunity to go all the way, take out these lows over here. But we'll see how it goes. Not giving me anything. It's not giving me any trade. I actually want to take a live trade with you guys. I think it would have been fun. Problem is, this whole stream would have actually taken a lot more longer then. So let me delete this thing. 1290, yeah, it could go 1288. We'll see how it goes. Any question, guys? See how this reacts over here actually. Yeah, I'm waiting on sidelines tomorrow. 100%. I think it's best to be safe as well. Really impulsive there. What's dollar saying? Dollar's pushing up on the 15 minutes range banding over here. Fuck it. Dollar looks bullish, but at the same time, no stop run. So I think we're gonna go a lot more higher. I do think we go to about 110 on dollar. ES, what's ES saying? That's a good point. ES, okay. So ES is looking bullish there. So it's coming. What I've done on ES, this is, so 2021 is high and 2021 is low. This is 25% of the range, right? This area here, the black Fibonacci is 25% of the range. And that's what I've done, right? Obviously I've done trend line, blah blah, delete this shit, delete that. Monthly open, as you can see, we're above the monthly open, bullish. To me, it looks like we're going to come back to the range high. Because that's where the magnetic price, I mean, we could come, yeah, we could come back into this area here, for example. So can do something like this, right? See that low? Do its thing, come back into it, break down, take out this low, and break down, and let's go a lot more lower, and see if we lose this level. That'll be bearish on BTC, but I do think we come back up and hold above it, and take out and come up to here. Then from there, we'll see if we can reclaim it and go a lot more higher. If this area, if this is done, this confirmation over here, then Bitcoin's gonna get ripped. We'll rip it. All right, 26k, 28k. Then from there, we'll see what happens. Is that a retest of the greater macro range? So Siftrix is, I'm just confused what to do if no retest. Yeah, if there's no retest, then what you do is, right. So look, we did an example earlier. Go back onto it again. It was the Ethereum one. So it's the entry technique, isn't it? So I did it early on, but let's have a look at it. So let me delete all this shit. So talking about how would you retest, right? So this, right? When we did the stream yesterday, we talked about the breakout, the retest, and when the confirmation is, right? So the confirmation is, right, is once we get above there, right? That's really is the ultimate confirmation, okay? Because what we're doing is we're showing bullish market structure, okay? Does everyone understand that? Bullish market structure is what? Is when price is showing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? It just keeps doing it. That's bullish price action, right? Because we're taking out these highs, we're taking out these highs, we're taking out these highs, okay? And it's like support, deviation versus support, okay? That's bullish price action, right? So now, if you're looking for a long, right? So obviously this is the Monday's range. Oh, I know what it is. It's the fucking scrolling. You know when I'm scrolling here? That's what it is. Bastard. That's why it's freaking always messing about. Okay, cool. So yeah, so when we get back up, I was saying that we're looking for a retest. So we retest, right? I entered, right? Well, not exactly right on the Monday's range, right? But I entered slightly higher, right? Just a tiny bit, right? A couple of dollars, right? Just, yeah, very, maybe a few dollars, right? I entered the trade there, and I have my invalidation. So number one, you have invalidation. And number two, right? You asked a question. You said, Sif actually asked a really good question. What to do? What do you do if there's no retest? So the confirmation, my pattern I always draw is like this, right? That's the pattern, right? Oops. Right? This, no, that's a bit too complicated. Right? This is your confirmation. Because you see you got bullish price action, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So you look for what is the high that when we shot up out of the range. So this was the high. So now this will give you, once we get above there, right? That means that we take out these highs. Why are you making high highs? That's bullish. And we got this area here. So if we did like the high to the low, yeah, so that's the area, and it never gave us a retest over here. So you're just gonna have to enter with an invalidation. That's all you gotta do, right? So you gotta know where you're wrong, and think that's really it. Because sometimes it happens, but I would say be careful, be patient sometimes as well. So in terms of like BTC, for example, in this example, this is Ethereum. So with BTC, it's a fast impulsive move. So on the hourly, right? How does it look on the hourly? It looks like a fast wick. You see that wick back into this blue box? I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this wick. This wick doesn't look good at all. Right? It just shows to me that it's a fast, stupid move, and all we're going to do, we're going to sell back down. Why? Look at here, for example. Look at how fast this move here. Big ass fast 1 hour candle. Another fast move, and we came into this blue box here. This is the hourly thing, an hourly block. It showed it to be a bearish block because we retested it and we sell back down. Yeah, the sell off, and then we start range banning, right? And people talking about going to go back a lot more lower, right? So I'd be very careful. I'm not too keen about it. I think we go a little bit lower. So the hour is closed, and we'll see how it goes from there. Plans are there. if you were to take out this high, if we did something like that, okay, you know, it's floating in the air, takes out the high, see if we can get a retest. If it gets a retest, off we go, right? Because with bullish market structure, that's my entry. But sometimes it just takes out the high, so it does its thing, right? Takes out the high, doesn't give up a retest, a proper retest, but then reclaims something like this 22.65, 659. That'll be my confirmation to play all the way a lot more higher, because we're back into this consolidation. We shouldn't find resistance there. Okay, so, and look, we're turning over. Well, the hourly just start. We'll see how it goes. So just be a bit careful there. Okay. Sorry, though. CVVL. So I'm gonna call it a night, to be honest. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, man. I've done this yesterday as well. What I can do is let's see. Let's have a look at Solana quickly. Well, this, what is this? This is a weekly range then, I'm guessing. Wait, what's this? Oh, is it? It's Mondays. Oh, it's a Mondays range. So I gotta put that as blue. Yeah, yeah. So you're right in terms of a short, right? Rectangle. So it's the last high. To the market down, and this is a resistance. I mean, do we wick into it? Not yet. I want to short then, to be honest. Until we wick into it and we come down below, then I'll say yeah, it's a short on the daily. Because there's no point in me going on the 4 hours, right? Because the 4 hours is, you can see this actually. If you want to look at the 4 hours, you can see this. We wicked into it. We're gonna break down. There's a short to like what Monday's high. You know what I'm saying? Like that's resistance. And this is another resistance. With the enter the trade stop loss above the blue box. I mean, like we enter over here. So that's the 4 hours. Let's look at the 1 hour. Sorry guys, I'm just really tired. I'm so smashed. It's 3 o'clock, man. Fuck. So let's have a look what we got here. That's an SR right there. You could be really aggressive, like super aggressive, right? Enter the trade with a stop loss above here, above this SR. The SR sits up what 39.93, and really I'd place it above this high here, which is what 39.90. Yeah, put it above there. So because I wouldn't mind, but I'll be patient. I'd see. I would like for us to come back into it, break down, and let's go a lot more lower. And this will be my confirmation to go a lot more lower, back into range high. Sorry, minus range high. If we go back down, play level to the mid range, and see how it goes from there. Okay, so that's Solana. Where would I be bullish? I like us to actually reclaim this. There we go. Reclaim this, and then let's go a lot more lower, taking all this liquidity out, and then there's so much liquidity there. In terms of the trend line, you can see that it is fairly good. If you know, resistance, for example, here. Resistance, and then you know we're choppy above it though. We are choppy, so if we can take out this high here, it's bullish market structure, and we can, and that could be your entry there. To be honest, from a range bound perspective, right? Sorry there. You know what? I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I just really can't do it. I'm so smashed. I'm really, really tired, guys. I'm gonna call it a night, man. I'm so sorry there. But yeah, that's a brief, quick look on Solana. In terms of bearish and bullish. So like I said, reclaim and let's go higher. All right. So I don't even know what I said about Solana. So I do apologize that. But I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for for attending there. It was awesome to have the Americans on the stream. Actually, I gotta say, I love got a lot of love for you guys as well. But yeah, good night, guys. Have a good day, and yeah, plans all there. Love. Oh, I'm gonna take this off. Yeah, see you later. Take care.